School board has decided to move forward with a plan to, they say, right-size Carnall and Spradling elementary schools.
This means that those schools will close at the end of this school year. District leaders say lots of their buildings are underutilized and district enrollment is down about 500 students from this time last year. They want to get buildings to around 500 students or 80% capacity. Starting next school year, Carnall students will attend Beard or Kavanaugh Elementary, while all Spradling students will move to Sutton. Superintendent Marty Mahan says that those schools were chosen because of low enrollment and nearby campuses with room to absorb students.
We have empty buildings with whole rooms and spaces that are heated and aired, but there's no students in that. As a result of the shift of neighborhoods, the shift of population, and we're down 500 students this year.
That we've been talking about.
Declines over time.
A Bentonville man, 32-year-old Matthew Winkowski, has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault. Court documents say those accusations stem from an encounter at the Bentonville Community Center. Police spoke to a mother there on the scene, they say, who said Winkowski inappropriately touched her daughters. Police looked at camera video and later identified the suspect. An affidavit says Winkowski admitted to the actions and suggested, quote, "I felt like I was being hounded by something very dark." Now, he was released on bond and is expected back in court later this month. And in other news, voters in the River Valley will hit the ballot boxes today to vote on the Republican candidate for District 26 state Senate race. Brad Simon will go up against Wade Dunn in this runoff. Whoever wins will face independent Adam Watson in the next final election next month. Now, we asked the county election leaders how the winter weather has affected early voting.
The early vote site that we have the first day was definitely affected. We only had 50 on the turnout, but then after that, things started clearing up pretty good, and we had 415 total votes as of Friday. So it's starting to uptick.
Well, polls opened at 7:30 this morning. They close at 7:30 this evening. Now, Cradeby is reminding voters that you must have your photo ID there to vote, and you should have already received a card in the mail from the county clerk confirming you're registered to vote. You can find voting sites on our website at 5newsonline.com. Well, we're continuing our coverage of Black History Month this morning, telling you how organizations across our area are creating spaces for connection and education.
5 News reporter Claire Everbach is live at the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. And Claire, you've been learning more about the events planned on campus and the leadership behind them. Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Joe. Students here at UA Fort Smith are hosting several events this month to help honor Black History Month, and it's all led by student president Jaden Robinson, who I got a chance to speak with. During Black History Month, the Black Student Alliance puts their mission into action through 4 events. Those will feature poetry, music, clothing, business panels, discussion, and painting. Robinson first served as vice president of the Black Student Alliance before stepping into his current role as president. He says these events give students a space to learn about Black culture and share experiences. And his own experience finding a place on campus motivated him to take on a leadership role to help create opportunities for connection and diversity.
Knowing the struggles too around the things that happen encouraged me to, step into that role too, just to try to make a difference on campus and do what I can to help out, and help students find their home.
Robinson tells me that the group will have their first event tonight at 6 p.m. celebrating music, poetry, and African attire. Live in Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. There's going to be plenty of events commemorating Black History Month across the region. We have a list of all the celebrations on our website. You can text Black History Month to the number here on the screen, and we'll send you right back a link.
Taking a live look out in Washington, D.C. this morning as the partial government shutdown enters its 4th day. According to CBS News, the House is expected to vote on a new spending package sometime today. Funding has lapsed for several major federal agencies, including the Defense and State Departments. House Speaker Mike Johnson says that he's confident a bipartisan deal can pass today. But debate over Homeland Security funding remains the main sticking point, especially in the wake of 2 deadly shootings in Minneapolis involving federal agents. The current deal extends funding for DHS for 2 weeks and gives Congress time to address concerns of reforms to ICE activity. Well, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem now says that body cameras are being deployed to all federal law enforcement officials in Minnesota.
Yeah, she posted on X saying that the change will be eventually expanded nationwide. The announcement comes after ICE agents shot and killed Minneapolis residents Renee Good and Alex Preddy in recent weeks. President Trump reacted to the announcement from the Oval Office.
Well, it wasn't my decision. I would have, I leave it to her. They generally tend to be good for law enforcement because people can't lie about what's happening.
On Monday, the county medical examiner ruled that Alex Preddy's death was a homicide. Last week, the Justice Department opened a federal civil rights investigation into his killing.
Well, protests have continued nationwide as groups call for support of the immigrant community. Here locally, more than 60 businesses have agreed to donate profits to AIR, a nonprofit dedicated to advocacy for immigrants. Several businesses told us that they wanted to take part in Friday's nationwide Ice Out protests, but the winter storm made that difficult. So they decided to choose to donate instead. But after AIR posted the list of donors on their social media, a number of businesses noticed one-star reviews on Google. But it's not stopping one Bentonville bookstore.
There's always fear, but I don't think that's going to stop us from, supporting what we think should be supported. And I think, people can see those one-star reviews and make a decision for themselves, whether they, see it as just trolling or if they stand by that, and we leave it up to the customer.
Two friends said that they donated 20% of their sales on Friday to the nonprofit.